This is your High Desert Sports Report, the Victor Valley's only weekly action highlights sports program, covering our area's schools, teams, athletes, and sporting events. Jeff Widener throws 3 scoring passes and rushes for 2 more touchdowns in Apple Valley's 52-9 victory over Granite Hills in the Barrel Game. Jeff Widener drills a first-quarter touchdown pass to Donovan Ferguson, a 17-yard pitch pulled in at the goal line by the returning All-MRL running back. 2 more scoring tosses come in the second half. This 43-yarder to Chad Smith in the third quarter puts the Sun Devils ahead 46-9. The longest touchdown pass of the night concludes all scoring, Jeff Widener rolling to his left and lofting the 50-yard strike to Xander Witt. It comes with the running clock showing just under 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter. The longest scoring play of the night is this 85-yard kickoff return by Xander Witt. It comes in the second quarter, immediately following a Gabe Soddy sack of the Granite Hills quarterback in the end zone for a safety. Granite Hills had taken 3 barrel games to score their first touchdown in the rivalry series, but this night the Cougars take but 1 minute and 47 seconds to score. Tayshawn Brown's run from 2 yards out puts the visiting Cougars on top early, 7-0. Jeff Widener and the Sun Devils respond to the Cougars' quick start with a methodical, time-consuming drive consummated by the 6'3", 190-pound senior signal caller's 8-yard run. Chad Smith scores the 2-point conversion, enabling Apple Valley to go ahead 8-7, and the home team Sun Devils will not trail again. Donovan Ferguson leads all ball carriers with 131 yards. The 5'10", 160-pound senior breaks a tackle and goes in standing up from 6 yards out, giving Apple Valley a 39-9 third-quarter lead. The Sun Devils close out first-half scoring on Jeff Widener's scrum-style effort, straight ahead, touchdown from 1 yard out. It is 32-9 at the intermission. The teams exchanged safeties. Gabe Soddy sacks Cougars quarterback Feliciano Hernandez early in the second quarter. Granite Hills received the 2 points benefit of a safety on a long snap that sailed over Apple Valley's punter's head and out of the end zone later in the second quarter. This wrap-up of scoring plays from the 5th annual Barrel Game presented by Down Home Grill, featuring delicious and nutritious spinach wraps, turkey kale crunch, buffalo blue cheese, and Santa Fe chicken. Down Home Grill at the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Drive in Victorville. Barrel Game defensive jams. Jams to start off with. Granite Hills has outstanding defensive efforts early. Coach Alex Gonzalez returns 17 starters from last year, and the Cougars' defense provides stiff resistance in Apple Valley's first possession. Granite Hills linebackers are quick to the ball. 52, 5'10", 180-pound middle linebacker Gabe Tellez leading tacklers, stopping this play up the middle. Another two-way starter, 5, Dylan McGill, making the stop on Sun Devils running back Donovan Ferguson. Defensive end, Jonathan Valencia, 34, the tackle for no gain. The fired-up Cougars are coming off a 33-10 season-opening win against Riverside Prep. Sun Devils defensive jams from Barrel Game 5 begin with sophomore defensive back Tyrone Smith demonstrating perfect form and tackling Cougars quarterback Feliciano Hernandez. Tyrone Smith, 6 foot, 170 pounds. 42 is linebacker Jesse Griggs, the team's leading tackler in the previous week's win at Silverado with 9. Jesse Griggs, 6 foot, 205 pound senior. Watch for Sun Devil number 17, Ryan Webster, leading tacklers here, dropping the ball carrier for a loss on the play. Next play, the 6'3", 240-pound defensive end sacks the quarterback. Ian Scott is a junior. 11 is Sam Jang. That's the last play of the first quarter. Next play, sophomore Tyrone Smith makes the interception. One of 3 Sun Devils picks this game. Tyrone Smith is a 6-foot, 220-pound sophomore defensive back. David Blocker Jr. runs it down when the pass goes up for grabs. Second pick of the young season for the Sun Devils, senior defensive back. The third Apple Valley pick, similar scenario, a trio of Sun Devils apply pass rush pressure. Chad Smith, the beneficiary, intercepting deep in the red zone. He touches down immediately, disqualifying his attempt to turn it into a pick six. This takeaway in the early stages of the running clock, fourth quarter. This year, CIF rules changes dictate a running clock if a team leads by 35 points at the end of the third quarter or any time thereafter in the fourth. Used to be the running clock required agreement by both coaches, but no more. Apple Valley fourth-year coach Matt Rohrbaugh, in fact, denied a request for a late-game timeout that would have interrupted the running clock in the fourth quarter. Cougars defenders rise to the occasion and deny the Sun Devils any points in this second quarter goal line stand, taking over on downs in the red zone. 3 plays later, however, Gabe Soddy with the impact play defensively, the sack of the Cougars quarterback in the end zone for a safety. Watch number 9, Jeff Widener at middle linebacker, the slicing tackle for a loss. Jeff Widener was first team All-Mojave River League at linebacker his sophomore season. Linebacker Jesse Griggs, 42, trips up Cougars ball carrier Tayshawn Brown, who lunges ahead for 1 more yard before hitting the ground, creating the loose ball. Tyrone Smith recovers, but the Cougars actually retain possession. On the next play, Dakota Alvarez, sporting the Seth Baker look-alike hairstyling, shoots the gap and sacks the quarterback. Dakota Alvarez, a 6-foot, 220-pound sophomore. This series concludes with Xander Witt fielding the Cougars punt at his 40, starting to his right, then cutting up the middle and sprinting 60 yards to pay dirt. But this is one of 3 Apple Valley touchdowns called back on the night. Granite Hills has their own success in the kick return department. Kieron Bourne Regis stuns the Sun Devils, running the opening kickoff 73 yards, setting up the first scoring of the game. Kieron Bourne Regis, a 5'9", 160-pound junior. Apple Valley's tackles leader for the Barrel Game is Jeremy Justice. 3 swift lateral pursuit here, 13 tackles this game for the 6'3", 185-pound junior free safety. Another of the harder hits of the night for the Sun Devils, watch 11, Sam Jang, the tackle and kickoff coverage. Up next for the Sun Devils, on to Barstow to take on another Desert Sky League opponent, the Aztecs. The Cougars try to get back on the winning track when they host Little Rock. In Week 3, those Lobos, a fellow Division 13 foe. Your High Desert Sports Report is brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Drive. The world-class auctioneers at I-15 Auctions. Bid fast, bid last. I-15 Auctions. Midway Home Solutions in Victorville, providing highest quality home appliances at discount prices for 6 decades. And Iwanzak Law Firm, trial lawyers for serious problems. And by the Community Table Restaurant in the Holiday Inn in Victorville, supporting high desert teams, athletes, and sports programs. Game 5 in the Apple Valley vs. Granite Hills rivalry series, the Barrel Game, holds a couple of history-making distinctions. This 2018 encounter marks the first time both teams enter the contest. Ranked in CIF polls, the Cougars ranked 7th in Division 13, Apple Valley ranked 10th in Division 5. The Cougars live up to their ranking at the outset. Kieron Bourne Regis returns the opening kickoff 73 yards. 4 plays later, senior running back Tyshawn Brown goes straight up the middle from 2 yards out, and the Cougars take the lead. It marks the first time Granite Hills has led in the Barrel Game series. Second TD of the year for Tyshawn Brown, who scored once in the Cougars' 33-10 win over Riverside Prep the week before. Jesse Gloria's extra point kick splits the uprights, and it is 7-0 Cougars. 10:43 shows on the Newton T. Bass Stadium scoreboard. The Cougars' offensive game plan effectively mixes the run and the pass. Junior quarterback Feliciano Hernandez connecting here with wide receiver Alex Gonzalez, the 5'7", 130-pound senior, one of Coach Alex Gonzalez's 17 returning starters from 2017. The Cougars also meet with success with screen passes. This one to Zach Milliken, 6'2", 190-pound tight end. This time, the 5'8" quarterback offsets the pass rush with the middle screen to Tyshawn Brown, who withstands the hard pop and lunges ahead for another yard after contact. Apple Valley's game plan: first, establish the ground game. Center Connor Felton and right guard Moses Aloya double-team the nose guard. 72, 6'2", 280-pound left guard Colin Mayo pulls and leads through the hole. Donovan Ferguson, the ball carrier. Donovan Ferguson enters the game with 96 rushing yards and adds 131 yards on the ground this game. Clear evidence of how rules have changed over the years. Donovan Ferguson lowers the boom on the would-be tackler but gets flagged for leading with his helmet. Not only is the gain negated, but the Sun Devils are penalized 15 yards. Assistant coach Darion Mosley explaining the reason for the penalty to his star running back. The Sun Devils' ground game benefits substantially from Jeff Widener's scrambling ability. He is fast, powerful, and elusive. The 6'3", 190-pound signal caller is averaging 7 yards per carry. A true dual threat, Jeff Widener is as accurate and effective throwing on the run as he is dangerous when he keeps and scrambles. The longest pass play for a touchdown this night, the strike to Xander Witt, that caps the scoring in the battle for the Barrel, a 50-yard scoring play. Xander Witt, who caught 5 TD passes the game prior, now has 15 receptions on the season for 375 yards. That is an average of 25 yards per reception. Add another 106 yards in punt and kickoff returns. Xander Witt's 481 all-purpose yards leads the Sun Devils in that department. Jeff Widener completes 10 of his 18 pass attempts for 223 yards this game. Senior David Blocker Jr., the reception here. 4 of Widener's 8 incomplete aerials were dropped passes. Jeff Widener registers 3 scoring passes, and 2 other touchdown passes are called back. This reception by tight end Ian Scott, nullified by a holding penalty. Ian Scott, 6'3", 210, a senior. Another scoring pass called back. Chad Smith, the receiver. Too many backs in the backfield. The infraction. The 3 touchdown passes that do count raise Jeff Widener's school record for career TD passes to 46. Jeff Widener connects with Chad Smith over the middle here. The senior wide receiver carrying tacklers with him. Add 10 more yards after the catch. Chad Smith's 2-game totals: 8 passes caught for 183 yards and 4 touchdown receptions. In the extra point kick conversion department, senior Mackenzie Lopez has been consistent. A 5'10", 170-pound senior, she is 6 for 6 so far. Long snap is sophomore JV quarterback Ethan Peratt. Gabe Sadi had kind of hoped that he added to his scoring total on this 2-point conversion attempt. The returning Mojave River League lineman pulls and inadvertently dislodges the ball, winding up with the misplayed handoff, but officials rule he loses the ball before crossing the goal line. The 6'1", 202-pound senior has to settle with 2 points scored on the night from a second quarter safety. Coach Matt Rohrbaugh now sets his sights on preparing his bid for another win over a third straight Desert Sky League opponent, the Barstow Aztecs, in Week 3. Adelanto makes its first appearance in CIF football rankings in school history. The Adelanto Saints are ranked 11th in Division 13 following their 51-7 win over Pacific. Adelanto opened the season beating Hesperia 30-27. First-year coach Gali Wadoud's 2-0 Saints host Bassett, another Division 13 team, this week. The Bassett Olympians out of La Puente are 1-1. Victor Valley takes on Hesperia, an early kickoff to Week 3 football in the high desert. The Jackrabbits hosting the Scorpions Thursday. A pair of first-year coaches seek their first victory of the young season. Hesperia's Casey Goodnow, John Stewart at Victor Valley. Silverado tries to break into the win column when the Hawks host Division 1 foe Valencia. The visiting Vikings also seek win number 1. Valencia is ranked number 15 in the CIF's highest-ranking division. Despite starting out 0-2, Silverado ranks number 17 in the Division 6 poll. Silverado's defense is led by middle linebacker Tino Mao, 8, whose 23 tackles in 2 games is tops among high desert defenders. The number 3 comes up repeatedly for Apple Valley as the Sun Devils prepare for Week 3 opponent Barstow. The Sun Devils see their CIF rankings skyrocket to 3 in Division 10. The Sun Devils' opponent, the Aztecs, also the third consecutive Desert Sky League adversary for the defending Mojave River League champions, following victories over Silverado and Granite Hills. Aztecs' second-year coach Kurt Mitchell seeks his team's first win of the young season. Barstow, truly in a rebuilding year, has yet to score in losses to Serrano and Palmdale's Highland. Granite Hills, the Cougars' Barrel Game loss to Apple Valley cost them 8 rungs in the Division 13 poll from 7th to 15th. Granite Hills plays Division 13 opponent Little Rock this week. Serrano, the Diamondbacks did not impress the pollsters with their 26-20 triumph over Silverado. The Diamondbacks dropped from 3 to 12th in Division 6. Tough test for Serrano this week. They go to Antelope Valley, ranked number 1 in Division 5. Oak Hills drops from 3 to 6 in the Division 4 ranking, following the Bulldogs' loss to Powerhouse Heritage in Week 2. Oak Hills plays Palmdale next. Sultana's Week 3 opponent, 29 Palms. The Community Table Restaurant Online Sports Report. Action highlights brought to you by the Community Table Restaurant in the Holiday Inn in Victorville, supporting Victor Valley teams and athletic programs. Your High Desert Sports Report is brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Drive. The world-class auctioneers at I-15 Auctions. Bid fast, bid last. I-15 Auctions. Midway Home Solutions in Victorville, providing highest quality home appliances at discount prices for 6 decades. And Iwanzak Law Firm, trial lawyers for serious problems. And by the Community Table Restaurant in the Holiday Inn in Victorville, supporting high desert teams, athletes, and sports programs. This video sports flashback shows the 2016 High Desert Mavericks amid their California League championship season. It's 2 of the top-hitting teams in the league slugging it out when the Mavericks take on Lancaster. High Desert far atop the league in home runs, the Jethawks the highest-scoring Cal League club. Luke Tendler, Cal League RBI leader, clubs 2 home runs to lead the Mavericks to an 8-5 win in Game 1 of this 4-game set at Heritage Field in Adelanto. Colin Wiles registers his 3rd win of the season, striking out 8 in 6 full innings of work. Clayton Cook retires all 5 hitters he faces to close it out and earn his first save since joining the Mavericks August 3rd. Every hitter in Howard Johnson's lineup hits safely. Hdsr registers 14 base hits to Lancaster's 7. Dylan Moore beats out the infield hit to get things started in the bottom of the 1st. Jose Cardona drives it deep off the Desert Valley Medical sign in left, driving in Dylan Moore with the first Mavericks run of the ballgame. Jairo Barras, the 2-out ground rule double, driving in Luke Tendler and Jose Trevino. RBIs 63 and 64 on the year for Jairo Barras. 4th base hit in the 1st off Jethawks' 9-game winner, Joshua James. Luke Tendler's first home run of the night leads off the 3rd, the 19th on the year for the 24-year-old outfielder, hitting cleanup in Hojo's murderous row of run producers. The Mavericks go ahead 4-3. Josh Morgan sets the plate for Hdsr to regain the lead. The Jethawks have tied the score at 4 in the 6th. Morgan singles to left with 2 out. Michael De Leon singles up the middle, sending Josh Morgan to second and bringing up leadoff hitter Scott Heineman. The Rangers organization minor league player of the month for July rips the base hit into left, scoring Josh Morgan, and High Desert retakes the lead 5-4. The Mavericks add insurance runs with a 3-run 7th. Jose Cardona's double off the Valley High Toyota sign in left leads it off. Luke Tendler launches his 2nd home run of the game and 20th of the year to make it 7-4. Tendler's league-leading runs driven in total now at 82. Tendler among a handful of Mavericks hitters coming on strong amid these dog days of August.
You guys keep coming on stronger and stronger during the last stretch in August.
The biggest thing is coming out here with a good attitude, knowing that we're going to get the win and play hard each and every day.
Clay Cook comes on with a run in and 2 on in the 8th. 5th appearance for the 26-year-old long, tall Texan. He is 6'3". Clayton Cook has 10 strikeouts in his 5+ innings of work, has not allowed a run nor walked a hitter. The final this night, 8-5 Mavericks. Two of the Mavericks' youngest sluggers hit home runs last night. 20-year-old Jeremy Profar hit his 9th. And 21-year-old Jairo Barras followed immediately with his 20th. The back-to-back homers in the 2nd inning. Jeremy Profar homered again, his next time up in the 4th, this one banging off the scoreboard in left center field. Profar's 10th on the year. The Mavericks jumped ahead of the Jethawks 6-1, but Lancaster rallied for 7 runs in the 5th and went on to defeat High Desert 11-8. The Texas Rangers organization's minor league players of the month are a pair of 23-year-olds playing for the High Desert Mavericks. Outfielder Scott Heineman has been named the Rangers' overall player for July, and catcher Jose Trevino is the Rangers' minor league defender of the month. Heineman, the Mavericks' leadoff hitter, hit .318 with 10 doubles, 1 triple, 9 home runs, and 20 RBI in 28 games in July.
The impressive month also landed Heineman with California League Player of the Week honors for the final week of July after posting a .500 batting average, going 14 for 28 with 4 doubles, 5 homers, 7 RBI, 15 runs scored, and a pair of stolen bases. The 2016 season is Heineman's first full season in professional baseball. The Rangers acquired the Southern California native in the 11th round of the 2015 draft, drafting him out of the University of Oregon. Scott Heineman is from Pacific Palisades. Jose Trevino started at catcher in 21 of 23 games in July. Trevino, in his first 84 games, recorded 2 errors with a .998 fielding percentage. In July, he hit .333 with 7 doubles and 2 home runs. Jose Trevino's consistent hitting did not end in July. He collected 12 hits in his first 29 at-bats in August, raising his batting average above the .300 mark for the season. The Texas native was a 2016 California League All-Star, named the starting catcher. In 2015, he was named as MinorLeagueBaseball.com All-Star for the Texas Rangers organization. Texas drafted Trevino out of Oral Roberts in the 6th round of the 2014 draft. The Mavericks end their storied existence in storybook fashion, #1 going out, same as their first year starting out, winning their 4th California League championship in the team's 26-year history. The operating procedure, very standard in terms of the formula for success and victory. 1 big run inning offensively, supporting excellent pitching, particularly by the bullpen. A come-from-behind victory to top it all off, sending High Desert Mavericks riding off into the sunset as Cal League champs, as they had done in 1991, 1993, and 1997. Manager Howard Johnson's young team won the Southern Division first half title and swept through the postseason, winning their last 6 playoff contests, crowning themselves champions with a 7-4 victory over Visalia in one lasting act of triumph in the final game of Mavericks' existence. Jeremy Profar looks for a pitch to drive early in the count and gets it, smashing the base hit through the middle. Josh Morgan scores. Michael De Leon scores. The trademark big inning delivered. By the time the dust clears, High Desert has taken a 6-3 lead, and anticipation of winning it all tonight heightens for Jeremy Profar. 12 hits and 9 runs driven in the playoffs. Here it is, the final pitch, the final out for High Desert Mavericks baseball. The ground ball to shortstop Michael De Leon, to first baseman Carlos Arroyo. The Mavericks are 2016 champions of the California League. Skipper Howard Johnson tells KVVB TV's Tim Harris it was a total team effort and a tremendous accomplishment for the core of youngsters who had won the league championship at Lower A Hickory the year before.
Unbelievable team win for sure all year. The guys played good in spite of probably us coaches getting in the way. These guys came every night, played hard, and just believed in each other, and they were able to get it done. And you know, we're just happy for the fans here. We're sad that this area is going to lose, right, the franchise, but.
Southpaw Brett Martin was named Most Valuable Player of the postseason by virtue of his 7 innings of no-hit ball against the Rawhide the night prior in the Mavs' 1-0 Game 2 victory. As one scribe so nobly stated, the symmetry of what High Desert accomplished was impossible to miss, as bittersweet as it was. After taking home the title in their inaugural season in 1991, the Mavericks bookend their 26-year stay in High Desert with a 4th and final league championship.
Your High Desert Sports Report is brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Drive. The world-class auctioneers at I-15 Auctions. Bid fast, bid last. I-15 Auctions. Midway Home Solutions in Victorville, providing highest quality home appliances at discount prices for 6 decades. And Ewan Zach Law Firm, trial lawyers for serious problems. And by the Community Table Restaurant in the Holiday Inn in Victorville, supporting high desert teams, athletes, and sports programs. This is your High Desert Sports Report, the Victor Valley's only weekly action highlights sports program, covering our area's schools, teams, athletes, and sporting events.